Ch1. You are listening at famvetv.info. Something ebbed faintly in the darkness, melting and flowing. My body, my consciousness, everything was hazy, and I had no idea who I was, where I was, or what was happening. I feel like I'm forgetting something important. My thoughts slipped away as I tried to grasp them. I could feel something flowing into them gradually, and then I heard an unfamiliar voice, in a place like this. Is this true? Yes, yes, according to the maid who came to inform us, it is this underground basement. Has the spell been lifted? It's been done. The voice grew closer and closer. But I remained motionless. No, I could not move. But, in the meantime, it was getting closer, and before long, the door creaked open, bright. My eyes were hurt by the light that came in, unmake it a little brighter. There's something over there. The floor rattled along with the voice, and I knew someone was nearby, but I couldn't tell who it was. When the voice said, "Light," the room brightened even further. Then, there was an audible gasp, and the footsteps stopped beside me. Ah! Oh, my lord! How could anyone do this to such a small child? Oh, God! It's better to get him out of here first instead of reciting a prayer. Head to the temple immediately and get something to wrap around him. Yes. Listening to the voices one after another brought my previously submerged consciousness to the surface. My previous state of breathlessness echoed as the previously quiet area suddenly became brighter with light. He's moving, he's breathing. Just in time. All praise to God. David. Sama, slowly, slowly. Ah, I know that already. The words were accompanied by a soft touch on my shoulder. What? I'm scared. The very first emotion I experienced was fear. I wondered if my message reached him, since his voice spoke to me with somewhat nostalgic ring to it. I'm sorry I'm late. Edward Harvin, right. Edward. Me. The next thing I remembered was a feeling of discomfort. The man behind the voice, however, was unaware of this and continued speaking. I'm your uncle, David Grandes Finley. The brother of your father Leonard. Everything is all right now. You did well. David. Leonard. Something seemed to be obstructing my mind. No. Not only was my head heavy, but so was my body. As if he were handling something delicate, the man who called himself my uncle gently picked me up and wrapped me in a warm blanket. You're all right now. He kept saying these words to me over and over. But I could not quite make out what he was saying. Is this Edward Harvin? He mentioned really my name, and where am I? Why am I here? What was I doing? What did he mean by I'm fine now? Questions flooded my head. But I could not get my voice out. You can't speak. Don't push yourself. It's all right. For the third time, he uttered the word, all right, and his kind blue-gray eyes peered into my face. A voice came out of my mouth at this time, I'm sorry. I didn't know why these words came out of my mouth in the midst of all the swirling doubts. But I found myself saying them as I breathed. Then, with a hand I could not move until now, I braced my head and shrank back. Ori, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The person, who identified himself as my uncle, took a small breath and fell silent. Then, after a few moments, he slowly opened his mouth. Why are you apologizing? There is nothing to apologize for. Edward, you've done well. Well done. I felt a few warm drops of something fall onto my face. I knew they were tears and that the man holding me, my uncle, was crying, but I couldn't figure out why he was crying. However, the people around me appeared to be crying as well. Ah, I'm sorry. Come on, let's go with your uncle, Edward. First, we must take you to the temple to have your body examined. Ple. That's right. I will have you healed in the places where you are hurt or in pain. With that, he wrapped his arms around me and slowly stood up. My consciousness melted away again in his arms, wondering why we were going to a temple instead of a doctor. Listen to the full novel at famvetv.info. direct link in the description.